Hey, buddy, my name is John Fisher. Welcome to AccreditedInvestorLeads.com. What is the best oil and gas investor lead? The ones that AccreditedInvestorLeads.com and SalesLeads.tv sell. I mean, it's a good question. You want to know why? I'll tell you what's not the best lead. Info USA or Lead Genie, Sales Genie, InvestorLeads.com. It's what we call model information. They're 7 cents a name for a reason. You're the kind of person that says, oh, well, I'll buy the 7-cent leads. Those are much, much better. Yeah, they're much, much better. You're going to kill yourself. Prospecting has become the biggest pain in the ass ever. You have now a problem with your iPhones. Most people have iPhones. There's hardly any more landlines left. And they have the app that's called Silence Call. So wake up, America. 50% of what I sell you, and there's no way of identifying them, is going to go straight to voicemail. You know, we don't get complaints anymore about there's so many disconnected numbers. You know what we get complaints about? We just can't get a hold of anybody. And there's nothing we can do about it. And you know what you have to do? Buy twice to 3 times as many leads. I know it sounds self-serving and some kind of sales pitch. But you know what? The numbers game has always been the numbers game. And guess what? It's gotten a lot worse. And guess what? The Do Not Call has over 250 million people in it. You know, and I've got 1.4 litigators, troublemakers, which I automatically scrub for you. We've never done business before. You want to get a hold of that list. You want me scrubbing your leads because you've got some potential risk in those leads. These people buy throwaway phones and all they do is hope you call them and then they blackmail you for $8,000. Prolific. You don't believe me? Go to Google and punch in DNC litigators. There's one guy in there that made $5 million last year. It's sick. You know, so don't you think that, oh, I've been doing this for 27 years. I've never had to worry about them. Well, you know what? The day that happens, it's the biggest headache you're ever going to have. I've had the biggest, toughest salespeople, you know, owners of firms cry like little babies. Help me, please help me. Well, who'd you buy the leads from? Give me the number. I'll tell you if I sold it to you. Then I didn't sell it to them, okay? I said, well, why don't you go bitch to that guy? Please, John, please help me out. Most of the time, the guys are scammers. The guys that are doing this, these DNC litigators, are just pretty much blackmailing you and saying, if you don't give me money, I'm going to go to the FTC. Very few actually do go to the FTC, and once they do that, you got a problem, you know. So most of the time, you just shut them up and you send them their money, and it's an evil. But the bottom line is, it's not very cool. So the best oil and gas investor leads are someone that has been vetted by a broker-dealer that's selling private placements in the oil and gas industry. So here's this guy's got leases, and he's got he wants to drill a well, and he needs 35 investors. They got to be accredited because the vehicle used these days, the private placement vehicle that is used these days is called a Reg D 506C as in Charlie. The C is small. That one you're allowed to solicit. You don't have to have a pre-existing relationship or a cooling off period like the old days. You have to have a 30-day cooling off period or they have to be a friend. Now you can just call the guys up. That's not a problem. But they have to be accredited, where in the old days you had a 35 exemption and you could bring in non-accredited people, and that was a pain in the ass. So they must absolutely be accredited investment. So when we ask the question, what is the best oil and gas investor lead? It's not Info USA, it's not Lead Genie, or it's not InvestorLeads.com. It's SalesLeads.tv or AccreditedInvestorLeads.com or AccreditedInvestors.net or AccreditedInvestors.tv. We have 35 websites. But the reason is we buy private placement memorandum recipients. Someone's already done the work for you. Now, you got to imagine, I'm a broker, and I'm trying to make my 10% commission. I'm making all these phone calls. I call the guy up. Hey, how you doing? I'm calling from ABC Oil and Gas. We got a real hot lease. My next-door neighbors have this, that. And in order for you to participate, you must be an accredited investor. Let me give you the definition of an accredited investor. Accredited investor has to make $200,000 a year for the last 2 years, or $300,000 combined, or $1 million net worth, not including his home. Has to have experience in managing their personal portfolio. In our case, we have a $50,000 minimum investment. And by the way, it has to be risk capital and it has to be liquid. Have you got $50,000? Is that a comfortable entry level for you for a first-time investment? Is it liquid and is it risk capital? And then they send them a private placement memorandum. Now you want to buy that lead for 40 cents for 5,000, 2 grand, or you want to buy 5,000 leads for 7 cents, and good luck telling me this guy is vetted. He's phone book, and don't be deceived. So the big difference, real big difference. So when you ask the question, what is the best oil and gas investor lead? Yeah, I have competition, so I'll just be fair and say the best investor lead is someone that's been qualified, a vetted lead, a private placement memorandum recipient, someone that has been vetted, qualified, and mailed a private placement memorandum. But why do you want to pick accreditinvestorleads.com? If you have a SAN number, we're going to scrub for you. If you don't have a SAN number, we'll show you how to get one. If you don't want to get one, you sign my indemnity. You're dialing. You're responsible. I'm not. I can't clean your leads against a do not call. I'm not allowed to have a SAN number. I've got 1.4 million troublemaker litigators. No one else has that list. I've compiled that list in the last 34, almost 35 years. We're the quickest guys in the country. You sign that invoice and you send that payment and you sign the indemnity. If you're not going to have a SAN number, you'll have your leads in 30 minutes. You get disconnects 2 for 1. Any bad number, we replace 2 for 1. And we play win-win. So, let's not be stupid here. If I sell you leads and you don't score, you're not going to buy from me again. And how long am I going to stick around, with one-shot deals? This is my 35th year in October. So how long will I stick around doing that kind of business, right? Now, yeah, a lot of people don't reorder. A lot of people don't last. Let me tell you, it's a tough business, and it gets tougher and tougher and tougher. This business, we've been saying for 10, 20 years, oh, it's over, it's over. How much longer can this last? The DNC came out, oh, it's done. This came out, then it's done. I'll tell you what, the strong survive, and that's what it's about. So, to answer your question one last time, and that is the best oil and gas investor lead is someone that has been vetted, someone that has been mailed a private placement memorandum and qualified. Any questions, call me at 561-239-0364. You have a beautiful day and God bless.